Welcome to the AgencyGov Cyber Resilience Strategy 2025. Thank you for your time today, and I appreciate the opportunity to present. My name is Andrew, and I'm the Group CISO. The overall objectives of this strategy are threefold: to strengthen AgencyGov against threats identified by the ASD, assist other departments as well as the Security Department in attracting new talent in an increasingly competitive marketplace, and positioning AgencyGov as a cybersecurity leader amongst its peers in the Australian Public Service. As reported by our recent external assessment by the ANAO, our infrastructure teams have been assessed at a maturity level of 2, which is great. But unfortunately, our staff end user endpoints have been assessed at maturity level of 0. And this rate results in increased likelihood of device compromise and resulting security incident based on end user devices as a source. So a key objective of this upcoming strategy is to reduce that risk by implementing maturity level 2 for all end user devices by the end of calendar year 2027. This strategy consists of 4 primary objectives: a funded external cybersecurity program to certify staff against a recognized international standard, expanding the cybersecurity team to increase the likelihood of detecting threats and removing them, reducing the impact. Then using the first 2 components as a part of a digital marketing campaign designed to attract new talent. And finally, implementing device hardening controls in line with our obligations under the PSPF for those end user devices. These strategic initiatives are designed to mitigate approximately $10 million in operating costs and resulting in an overall ROI of 1.62 times for this investment. And while it isn't modeled financially, these strategic initiatives also assist us in our compliance with our obligations under the PSPF and the ACSC ISM security controls. The agenda for today is to start off with a recap of the alignment between the cybersecurity function and the business context of the AgencyGov mission, a report on current progress to date on existing improvement programs, a risk profile of ABS agencies, and this one in particular, identified priority risks with a focus on people as well as technology, the target state at the end of successful strategy, and details on the strategic initiatives and the financial analysis that form the basis of this strategy. Included also, but not as part of this presentation, but for further reading, are details on the financial modelling that went into the strategy, and for reference, recent cybersecurity events that affected the Australian Public Service. So first of all, to reiterate the alignment between the cybersecurity business function and AgencyGov's overall mission, which is to provide reliable and trustworthy services to all Australians, maintain and enforce policies and laws set by the government, and supporting state governments in related areas, we need to understand and recognise that IT systems today underpin all business operations, and our ability to secure these systems is fundamental to our mission. So that is where our cybersecurity team purpose is derived, which is to secure the operating state of all of our people, process, and technology. As a review of our progress to date, our previous budget cycle focused on technology uplifts, but implementing hardening guidelines for our internal infrastructure. That is how we managed to achieve the maturity level 2 of our recent ASD assessment. And that work to support it is ongoing under existing budget allocated under the CIO. There was also a phishing awareness program that was established at the same time, and that continues, and stats of that are being reported as part of quarterly briefings. A key component of the financial modelling in the upcoming slides rests on the current organisational risk profile. So to recap, in the last 3 years, we experienced 1 major breach and 25 minor breaches with an overall cost to mitigate of $2.2 million. And based on ASD and ANO findings, that cost is expected to rise at least 10% year on year for every type of incident. And based on these numbers, our cost to mitigate over the next 5 years is estimated around $9.2 million. The strategy is designed to mitigate the following high-level risks identified as part of the recent audit. The first of which was that staff devices are not hardened in line with ACSC guidelines. There is a general lack of cyber awareness within the broader staff community, and that the existing security team are currently under-resourced for their mission of detecting and mitigating cyber threats. To mitigate these risks and achieve the objectives of the strategy, we have a general target state of staff being highly aware of cyber threats targeting their profile, an organic growth of security by design thinking in all lines of business, and a supported career progression into the cybersecurity team, which is seen as a desirable area of work. And lastly, due to all of these initiatives, that the agency be seen amongst its peers as a leader in supporting cybersecurity staff in their mission against threats. So to mitigate those risks previously described, this strategy consists of four main components, the first of which is a Cyber Champions program. This program covers the external certification of 500 staff members in an industry recognized cybersecurity certification. And then the next step would be to leverage those cyber champions as part of a hiring process internally for 5 new staff members to the security team. Those steps would then allow us to create a digital marketing campaign focusing on how AgencyGov supports its staff in combating cybersecurity threats. And lastly, implementing a program to harden endpoint devices in line with ASD standards. Now, I'm sure following the executive summary, some of you couldn't wait to get to this slide, so here it is. It is not often that cybersecurity programs get to present a program of works that is expected to result in a positive net return on investment, but here we have every component broken down and summarized in terms of cost and net benefit, resulting in an overall ROI of 1.62 times. So for a net investment of $6.5 million, we expect to reap a 5-year benefit of $10.5 million over the course of the program. Now, details for each of these individual program components is broken out in the appendices and is included with references to the modelling that went into it. And that is a combination of information from Australian Public Service sources and other external providers like Deloitte and LinkedIn. So in summary, this strategy is designed to reduce the frequency and impact of cyber incidents, which the ASD predict to rise 10% year on year. It is intended to position AgencyGov as a leader in the cybersecurity approach across the Australian Public Service. It inherently assists us in our meeting our obligations under the PSPF, and it is expected to deliver a 1.62 times positive return on investment for the investment over a 5-year period. Thank you very much for your time. And as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to myself individually or to the team.